Okay, we have King White Quartz. It's rather on the opaque side, which is nice because that's what we wanted. We have some host rock there. Yeah, it's about 2 pounds. Very nice. Okay. This is white as my towel. Alright, let's bag it up. Not a whole lot to say about the King White Quartz at this point. I know we got a golden quartz also in this shipment, so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really super difficult to see the patterns. But they are there. Okay, we'll be right back. And we're back with our White King's Quartz, which has been running in stage 1, 6090 silicone carbide for, I have no idea, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Wait, 2 weeks, yeah. So it's coming along. Lots of shaping has happened. So I'm really liking that. I'm thinking probably 1 week left, and it should be able to move to 120. It's really coming along nicely. Difficult to see being white, but like all other quartzes, it's has some erosion lines, some fracture lines that we want to work out. Oh my. So really coming along. It's almost there. Wow, almost there. I have a funny feeling that next week we're going to have a lot of stuff move forward. Some of these older barrels that have been running for several weeks, those are going to get a nice jump start forward. And a lot of the stuff that's in the pre-stage 1 will probably move forward next week. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this White King's Quartz. It's just little pieces like that. You can just feel it. They just need to be worked out. Super fast video on this one. Oh, there's slurry left on that. Looks like a chip almost. Divot is finally coming out. Sweet. Moving really fast on this white quartz. Yeah, I don't think any of it's ready. Doesn't look like it. Alright, we're going to put this back in for another week of 6090. But, and we do have ceramic media in the barrel, and we have a couple other stones in the barrel to help fill it, because it's our really big 6-pound barrel. We're going to add borax to thicken the slurry. We have been running an experiment, and for a while now, trying to get the ratios right, and I think we finally did. So we'll be doing that now. And we're back with our White King's Quartz. It has been running in 6090 stage 1 silicone carbide for a hot minute. Gosh. I don't know, man. It's been running a while. We used it to fill this barrel. It's been running like at least a month. So it is coming along really, really well. It's in a mixed barrel. That's why I'm not really all that sure about how long it's been running. It's really hard to see on these white stones if there's damage or not, but you can feel it. And that's why we got to trust our fingers instead of our eyesight when we're inspecting our stones. I think most of the shaping is done. I'm not really seeing a lot of pits, but I am seeing fracture lines. And that's just the nature of quartz. Not sure if I want this to go one more week or move it to 120. It's feeling overall like it's 90% there. I did find one chip in the barrel. And the ceramic media, because there's a lot of bigger stones in here with the pink rose quartz, it was also in this barrel. The ceramic media is getting beat up pretty bad. But I'd rather have the media beat up than these stones. Wow, I don't know. I think it can go like a wash cycle and go to 120. I mean, there's like a couple of them have just little tiny bits. And I don't know if I want to keep running it forever. In stage 1, I'd like to move some of these projects forward, but I don't want to be sorry by moving it forward too soon. Is that grit in there? I think that's grit. Let's scrub that out. Seems like that one could benefit from more time in 60-90. More time in stage 1. Trying to move quickly. Still have a whole nother barrel to get through today. So much of this is ready to move forward. Yep, I'm going to be splitting this batch. I'm going to be moving a lot of it to 120. I don't know how much is going to be left for our 6-pound barrel. We may not run the 6-pound barrel if I don't have enough stone for it. Yeah, okay. White King's Quartz, most of it's going to be a wash cycle, move to 120, which is stage 2, and then some of it's going to go another week in stage 1. Okay, our White King's Quartz we were splitting it last week. We took some pieces out that were ready for 120, and I think I'm going to do that again this week. It's looking really, really nice. It's kind of hard to tell being white, so you really have to depend on the feel of the stone. The surfaces are super smooth already. Very little. I'm not feeling any grit. I'm not feeling any problems. No cracks. There was no chips in the barrel. This crack is a fracture line As you can see, it's not collecting any grit. And it feels smooth to the touch. So I'm going to move that stone forward. This one could use just the tiniest bit more time in 6090. So we'll set it aside. Just a little bit on the end of that one. These are really turning out nice. So you can see, looking right here, my fingernail does catch in that. The rest of this stone is just lovely, but I'm going to hold it back. That one I'm going to hold back. Wow. Holy cow. Just lovely. There is patterning emerging in this this stone. It's kind of hard to see though. You are going to need a little bit of pattern. That I want to just grind out just a tiny bit more. Quartz is always a little temperamental, even though it's such a hard stone. These little fracture lines really do a number on you. And it's, you know, from the growth, it's from the way the stone was split. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. It doesn't always grind out. And then you see all the rest of the sides look really, really good. Oh, no, I said that too soon. There's another one there. All right, we'll hold that one. That's got a big one we're going to hold. That's optical. All right, well, we're able to pull some out. I'd say for the King's Quartz, about half and half. Half ready to move forward, half still needs a little bit more time. That's ceramic media. We're going to take a look at that too. Okay, this is going to move forward to 120, so we will set that aside. White King's Quartz has been running 6 weeks in stage 1, 6090. Coarse silicone carbide grit. And let's take a look and see if any of this is ready to be pulled out. Now I know that we've been pulling some last couple of weeks here. It's kind of really hard to see this white, you know, the imperfections in here, but you can feel them. Like that one right there. You can definitely feel it with your thumb, with your finger. Let's see, how are we doing here? It's just like there's a little, like one little spot on each one, and I think it might just be erosion that's opening up these little fracture lines that quartz is so prone to have. But the rest of the stone is feeling really nice. It's smooth, there's no sharp edges. I think we're done with King's Quartz in stage 1 as well. We're going to put it into stage 2. Gosh, I think this one could use more time. I'm not really sure if we're going to be able to get that out. kind of see the rough part right here. The rest of the stone looks good. Yeah, I think we're moving it forward. I think I'm being overly picky. I mean, there's been like maybe 3 pieces that could probably benefit for a little bit more time in stage 1. I'm not going to hold them back though. Okay, we're going to move it forward to 120, to stage 2. White King's Quartz is done with stage 1, so it's going to get some wash cycles, and then it's going to move to medium. Wow, that's really good. We got a couple things moving forward. All right, we'll be right back. And we're back with our White King's Quartz. It's been running 1 week in stage 2, silicone carbide 120, 220. And let's see if it's ready to move forward to 500 or if it needs to stick around another week in stage 2. All right, camera, let's focus. That is a grit pit. Super tiny. I don't even think my dental pick will get into there to get that out. That should probably go back a stage to stage 1 to get that out. I don't know about you, but the sound of the tumblers in the background is very soothing. It's kind of turning into white noise. This week we've made progress, but haven't really been moving a lot of things forward. And we've combined a couple more barrels, so I might have another one open to start a new project today. Last week, I mean, we had a lot of barrels open last week. And what we ended up doing was going through our split shelf and finding everything that was ready for 120 and moving things forward that way instead of starting new projects. We wanted to kind of clean up some of the ones that were still sitting on the wall. That I'm not really happy with. I don't know if you can see it because it's like so white. But this fracture line here, I want that worked out some more, and that's not going to happen in 120, so I'm going to bust this stone back to 6090. And sometimes that happens when you do these inspections. You find stuff that was either moved ahead too forward or sustained damage and needs to be busted back. Wow. Some of these are feeling so lovely. Sometimes these little quartz fracture lines erode and open up and kind of make a problem. So what I'm going to do is, when I find these, is I'm going to set them aside to run another batch of 6090. I really only want as close to perfect as possible moving forward. Last week I was in a bit of a hurry and I let things slide that I'm not willing to let slide today. And I think that I'm getting a little more strict on what is going to move forward after experiencing the Vibratory Tumbler this week, because it really just jams the slurry into those little nooks and crannies. And if you don't have a perfectly smooth surface, boy, that Vibratory Tumbler sure lets you know by getting the slurry stuck in there. So I'm kind of going back to, I want more perfect stones before they move forward. So that's why we're going to see a few things move backwards instead of forward. Not every stone is created equal, even though it's the same type of stone. Some are take longer than others, and that's alright. See the edge right here? Not happy with that. And you can kind of follow it along a little. There's another little thing right here. That's going to go back. Wow, I am super stoked at how much of this is ready to move to pre-polish. Stones sure do dry out fast when I'm going through and doing these inspections. But they did get a really good rinse with the washout, with the barrel washout, so I'm not overly concerned about grit on these rotary barrels. But I do try to keep them damp. These white stones are so hard to see the imperfections on, but you can sure feel them with your thumb. Ooh, that's just gorgeous. So a lot of people are like, why are you keeping your batches separate instead of, you know, running like hardnesses in the same barrel? And it's like, my answer to that question is kind of twofold. It's kind of like I do both. The reason I start everything separate and I'm not running any mixed batches from the get-go is because I'm trying to create videos on how to tumble a particular stone. And when they get mixed up with other things in the barrel, it's a little harder to do. But as you can witness from these week-to-week videos, I do end up combining barrels because we have to. We need the fullness in the barrel. We need enough stone to run the barrel efficiently. There's only so much ceramic media you can put in a barrel. Wow. Oops, wrong one. Gosh darn it, I really moved a lot of head that I should not have. I think I was hoping that the 120 would really fix those problems. So really, only this is ready to go to 500 right here. And then this batch I want to send back for one more week in 6090. So it's about half. Which means this is going to go down to probably a 1.5 pound barrel. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to set this aside for 500. I'm just going to put it in a baggie, mark it ready for wash in 500. And then this I'm going to bust back to 6090 in a smaller barrel, 1.5 pound barrel, because there's not a whole lot of it. And that's what's happening with the White King's Quartz. This is going to get recharged with 6090, so which is a lower grade, so you're going backwards. And when you go backwards, you do not have to wash the stones, like for grit contamination. So that's a nice thing about going backwards, I guess. You got to find your perks where you can get them. All right. We're back with our White King's Quartz. It's just been running in stage 1 6090 for a while. Let's see, it's done. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to count. It had to be over 2 months in the 6090. And we moved a lot of this to medium and then busted it back to, medium is stage 2, and then we moved it back to stage 1 because it just had little tiny imperfections that I just wanted to get out. I think I had moved it ahead too soon. No, these stones are dry already. Let's get them a little wet. And it just feels gorgeous. Definitely ready to go to medium. Oh wow, that really did the trick. Let's see, this right here could probably stand another week or two in stage 1. Okay, back in the barrel it goes. Oh, lovely, just lovely. See, there's a little bit right there. You can feel it. Yeah, back in the barrel. Wow. This entire stone is perfect, and then you get to this one corner. And it's like the story of our life with this stuff. And again, it's quartz, so it's going to do that to us. Now we did have a tiny bit of ceramic media in the barrel to help, not with cushioning, but for volume, because we wanted to run an efficient barrel. We needed to be 2/3 full. And it wasn't, so we had to put some ceramic media in there, and what that does in stage 1 is slow down the progress. Yeah, that needs more work. Yeah, you can see all that. Yep. More time. I think what we're going to do is add this white King's Quartz to that needs more work with the rose quartz. We'll put those in the same barrel. Alright, that's okay. It's hard to see the imperfections on a white stone, and that's why you need to feel it. Ooh, there we go. See, just a little bit. Oh, definitely felt that right away. My goodness, the surface is getting so smooth, it's so nice. Yeah, more time. Okay, that one can go forward. Oh, that's it. Okay. Not very much for our white King's Quartz. Just these pieces here need a little bit, another week in stage 1. Alright, we will see these next week. White King's Quartz has been running in 6090 silicone carbide grit for, I don't know, 3 weeks. It's been, these are the ones that have been held back for repair. So it's 3 weeks plus the additional, or the original stone that we're holding. Ooh. Is that a chip? Let's see if we can get it close. Feels so smooth. Yeah, I think these are finally ready to move forward. Holy cow, thank goodness. All right, be right back. Okay, we are ready to put our mixed stones that we were doing a catch-up. So the White King's Quartz, the mixed aventurines, the citrine, it's all finished its wash cycles. And now it's ready to move on to 500 aluminum oxide in the vibratory unit. So we've got little damp stones, we've got wet ceramic media. Alright, let's see how the barrel's doing. We are back with our mixed aventurines, White King's Quartz, citrine, all these little lovelies that are in 500 aluminum oxide pre-polish. It has been running for 6 days because time got away from us. The slurry's beautiful. Let's take a piece out and see. Oh goodness. Need to get all that slurry off to see the condition of the stone. This is a piece of White King's Quartz. Boy, oh boy. Feels delightful. Let's see what else is in here. We've got some aventurines. Oh, this is that big piece of aventurine, that peach one. Oops. Alright, easier to do with my fingers than it is with this little piece of wooden tong. I was hoping was going to work. Best laid plans and all that. Oh wow. This is lovely. Feels so smooth. I mean, there's pits and stuff still in here with slurry still stuck in. But after we do a burnish cycle, might as well just pour all that back in here because we're going to add water anyway. I'm going to add a couple of drops of Dawn dish soap. I'm going to add a lot of water. And we're going to turn the unit back on. Make sure everything's rotating to get it clean. Oh, fun. Let's turn the action down on that just a little bit. I don't want to bruise it in a wash cycle. Alright, we're going to let this go for 30 minutes and then we're going to wash it out. And then we'll inspect it and move it to 1000. Ooh, fun, fun, fun. And we're back with our White King's Quartz and citrine, some other mixed stones. It is coming out of a Dawn bath from 500 aluminum oxide. And we're back with our White King's Quartz, which has been running for 1 week in 500 aluminum oxide pre-polish, which is my stage 3. It has been running with our citrine so that we could have a full barrel. But let's take a look and see if there's any damage to the stones. They ran longer than I had anticipated because time got away from me this week. Alright, that is a little bit of a fracture line, but it's not catching anything. It's just not pretty. Nice pattern in this. I don't do white stones too often. But this is a quartz, and they call it White King's Quartz. Because, you know, vendors have got to name everything. Ooh, that's really pretty. The surface is smooth, and that's what I want moving forward, is for the surface to be smoother and smoother, and that's why I run 2 stages of pre-polish. So stage 3 is my first pre-polish, and stage 4 is my second pre-polish. Yeah. Oh, these are lovely. These are lovely. These have been sitting on the shelf waiting for a barrel to open up, but there's not enough stone to fill the vibratory tumbler, so I had to wait for something else of the same Mohs hardness to be able to run. I don't like this little tiny corner, but it is clean. But like the citrine, I'm going to put this in the ultrasonic cleaner, let it run for 25 minutes, and then it will be ready to run in our next barrel in 1000. All right, I love it when things move forward. Be right back. All right, let's put our White King's Quartz. It's ready for 1000 in the barrel. Wasn't a whole lot of that. We're going to add some more ceramic media. Okay, and this is already pre-damp. Just a little bit more. That looks like it's to the fill that I want it to be in. And now I'm going to add borax, 1 tablespoon, because it adds for the cleanup later, and it helps thicken the slurry, and it helps suspend the grit so it doesn't float to the bottom, which really is not an issue in a vibratory unit. It's always funny how immediately it quiets the action just by putting that 1 teaspoon or tablespoon in there. So I have been adding too much pre-polish to these barrels, which doesn't hurt anything. It's just, but it doesn't help, and it's expensive. So I'm only going to put 1 teaspoon of my 1000 aluminum oxide in here. I had to go grab my 1 teaspoon. Put our 1000 aluminum oxide pre-polish in the barrel. Let's give this a moment for the slurry to be created. I have the action up, and it is an adjustable action on this vibratory unit. I'm not going to want it to run this quickly. I just want the slurry to be created quickly, and then I'll turn it down for it to actually do its cycle. You can see that already the slurry is beginning to form. Everything looks like it's running smoothly, so I'm going to turn the adjustment so that this runs just a little bit slower. The slower it runs, the less bruising will happen to the stone. Alright, so that is our White King's Quartz and our green citrine in 1000 aluminum oxide. We'll let it run for 3 days, and then we'll check it to see if it's ready to move to polish. I will be checking it every so often during that time, just to make sure that it doesn't lock up, make sure that the slurry is the consistency that I want. But I won't be filming that part. Alright, we'll see this in 3 days. Okay, our White King's Quartz has been 3 days in polish, as we know, because it's been in with the citrine bucket. Let's see if we can pull out a piece of our White King's Quartz. Let's rinse it off here. It. Absolutely beautiful surface. But it's not ready. It needs more time. We're going to give this another day and check it again. So 3 days, just not quite enough. Okay, it's time to check our White King's Quartz and our green citrine, which we have been letting run several extra days because it just wasn't getting the polish that we wanted. It's like the corners were polishing fine, but the flat sides were still just a little dull. So we let it run for a few extra days. Let's see if we can find a piece of White King's Quartz. There's a piece. Let's clean it out. Move a bucket of water off camera here. Dry it off. It's really hard to tell on a white piece of stone. Wow. That's freaking gorgeous. Not seeing any bruising, no spalling. Damn, that's beautiful. Feels like glass. All right. Our White King's Quartz has an amazing shine on it. Just lovely. You see that pattern? Damn, this stuff is lovely. White King's Quartz. It's a success.